Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mr. Fluent English.
The place where we help you improve your English and your life.
I'm your host, Paul. So imagine that you're going to the gym every single day and you're just hitting those biceps. You're working on your triceps.
Right, yeah, you got the guns going.
Yeah. You got the guns, but you're completely skipping leg day week after week, month after month.
Yeah, you're just up there. You're like, yeah, I can carry all these groceries in one trip.
Yeah, right. Upper body strength is through the roof.
But then you try to, run up a flight of stairs and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Those legs aren't quite there.
I haven't been working on these.
Exactly, and that's exactly the point that this material is making. It's saying that consistently listening to English without actively speaking is like that arm-only workout. Your listening muscle, it gets incredibly strong. You can understand podcasts, you can watch movies.
Right.
But that speaking muscle, it just isn't getting the exercise that it needs.
It's been all flabby.
Exactly. It's atrophying.
Yeah.
So it's really highlighting that language learning is not just about taking in information. It's an active skill.
Yeah, it's like input versus output.
Right. You're getting a lot of input through listening.
Right.
But the output, the speaking that's not being developed at the same rate.
Yeah, and that's exactly what one of the articles really clearly states. It says the main reason speaking can feel so difficult, even with good comprehension, is simply a lack of practice in actually speaking.
It's almost so obvious that we tend to overlook it.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, when you don't regularly engage in speaking the neural pathways in your brain.
Right.
That are responsible for quickly retrieving words, forming sentences, and coordinating pronunciation. They just don't get strengthened.
It's like anything else. You don't use it, you lose it.
Right. It's like any other skill. It needs consistent use to become automatic.
So the solution seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah. What is it?
Speak more.
Exactly. More squats for those leg muscles.
Yeah, exactly. It's like telling someone who has weak legs to go do some squats.
Yeah.
The more you actively use those speaking muscles, the stronger they'll become.
Exactly. Think of it as building muscle memory. But for language, consistent speaking, even if it's just short bursts, really helps your brain get more comfortable with the mechanics of speaking.
Okay, so now let's talk about something that I think is really, really relevant to a lot of our listeners.
Okay.
And this is something that I struggled with a lot when I was learning German and Italian. And it was that feeling of like nervousness, like you're afraid to speak.
Absolutely. The fear of judgment.
Yeah, the fear of judgment.
Making mistakes.
And I think that's so natural.
Oh, absolutely. Language is so personal.
Yeah.
It's tied to how we express ourselves, how we connect with others, and putting yourself out there, especially when you're not completely confident, can feel really vulnerable.
Yeah, and one of the sources that you sent me poses this really thought-provoking question, and I'd like to pose it to our listeners right now, too.
Okay.
Would you judge someone who is learning your language?
It's a really interesting question to consider.
Yeah, think about it.
If someone was trying their best to communicate with you in English,
Right.
would you be focusing on their grammar?
Would you be like, oh, you didn't conjugate that verb correctly?
Exactly. Would you be nitpicking their pronunciation?
Right.
I think most people would be impressed by the effort
I think so, too.
that someone's making to communicate in their language.
And the source material really hits on this point that, the vast majority of people are actually really encouraging. They're impressed that you're even trying.
Absolutely.
They're usually more than willing to help, and they understand that
Of course.
mistakes are just part of the process.
Right. Mistakes are inevitable.
And, from a purely practical standpoint, the whole point of language is to communicate.
Right.
It's not to, be perfect.
It's to get your message across.
Yeah, if you can get your message across, then you're doing it right.
Exactly. Effective communication is the goal.
Right. And those little grammar mistakes, those little pronunciation things.
They rarely prevent understanding.
Right. Most people aren't even going to notice.
Right. They're focused on the message itself.
Now, the material does acknowledge that, okay, there might be some people out there.
A small minority.
Yeah, some small minority who are going to be jerks about it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are always going to be some people who are more critical.
Right. And to those people, I say,
Ignore them.
yeah, don't give them your time or energy.
Don't let their negativity discourage you.
Honestly, if they're going to focus on those little things, that probably says a lot more about them.
Exactly. It's about focusing on your own progress and the positive interactions you have.
And it's also important to remember that even native English speakers make mistakes.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time.
All the time.
The source gives a really good example of double negatives,
Wow.
saying, I don't know nothing.
Right. which is grammatically incorrect.
Right. But you hear native speakers say that all the time.
All the time. It's so common. And it just highlights that fluency isn't about perfection. It's about being able to communicate effectively.
So if native speakers aren't perfect, why should you hold yourself to that standard?
Right. It's an unrealistic expectation.
Exactly. And this brings us to the whole idea of perfectionism.
Ah, yes, the perfectionism trap.
And if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I'm a perfectionist,
Mhm.
I get it.
I think we all have perfectionist tendencies to some degree.
I definitely do. And it can be really helpful in some areas of life.
Absolutely. It can drive us to achieve great things.
But when it comes to language learning, it can be a real obstacle.
It can hold you back, especially when it comes to speaking.
Yeah, because you want every word to be perfect.
Right. You want that perfect grammar. You don't want to make any mistakes.
You're so focused on getting it exactly right that you end up not speaking at all.
Exactly. And that fear of not being perfect can be paralyzing.
Yeah, and as we've already talked about, when you avoid speaking, you're actually preventing yourself from getting better.
Right. It becomes a vicious cycle.
So one of the things that the material really encourages you to do is to shift your focus. Instead of focusing on this idea of perfect speech, focus on the goal of communication.
Right. Remember what language is truly about.
Language is about getting your ideas across.
It's about connecting with people.
It's not about being grammatically perfect in every single sentence.
Exactly. It's not a test.
Right.
It's about real-life communication.
So the practical advice here is to just open your mouth and speak.
Yeah, don't overthink it.
Don't get bogged down in all the grammar rules.
Don't worry about finding the absolute perfect word.
Just get those words out.
Right. Prioritize the flow of conversation.
Yeah, and if you make a mistake,
It's okay.
it's not a big deal.
You can always learn from it and improve for next time.
Exactly.
But the most important thing is to just keep speaking.
So the material you sent me ends on this really encouraging note, and it basically says, look, becoming fluent in English,
It's a journey.
it's not going to happen overnight.
Right. It takes time and effort.
There are going to be moments when you get frustrated.
It's natural to feel discouraged at times.
But the point is,
Mm.
you can absolutely achieve fluency.
Absolutely, with consistent effort and practice.
And we as humans, we are wired to learn languages.
Right. It's in our DNA.
So those moments of frustration, those are just temporary hurdles.
That bumps in the road.
The source reminds us to just stick with it.
To trust the process.
Believe in your ability to learn.
And keep practicing.
And I think something that can be really helpful is to reconnect with why you started learning English in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. Remembering your motivation can be so powerful.
Yeah, what is it that you want to be able to do with English? Keep that in mind when you're feeling discouraged.
It'll keep you going.
So as you reflect on what we've talked about today, I want you to think about just one small action you can take today to incorporate more speaking practice into your routine.
It doesn't have to be anything huge.
It could be something as simple as like having a short conversation with a language partner.
Right? Or recording yourself speaking for a minute or two.
Or even just describing what you're doing as you're doing it.
In English.
In English.
To yourself.
Yeah.
It's about finding opportunities to use the language actively.
Right. And the biggest takeaway from all of this is to just push past that fear of not being perfect.
It's about embracing the imperfections.
Because every time you speak, every time you make an attempt to communicate,
You're building momentum.
you're getting closer to that goal of fluency.
And confidence.
So keep practicing, keep speaking.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes.
You got this.
You absolutely do.